Compassion.
I love, I feel, I'm sensing.
A harsh inner voice.
Me too.
Let me take your hand, walk you through this.
Self-compassion.
For all of us.
My mother, people, beauty, love, empathy, separation, oneness, drifting, oneness, human.
Humans. Flawed. Mistakes. Tried.
Trying to love them in spite of
Reason. Motivation. Selfish. Curious.
a part of something, belong.
Belonging.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
Respect.
Their beliefs.
How you feel. Yourself. Others.
And
Empathy.
walking in each other's shoes.
Praying. A hug. A journey.
A journey.
Pain. Alone.
Heart. Connecting. Connection.
Uncovering what it is to lovingly belong.
Learning.
Empathy. Together. Togetherness.
Empowerment. Power, strength, autonomy.
And self-determination.
Empowering each other.
Imagine freedom. Dignity. A pink princess outfit. Posture. Personal.
You always carry yourself with dignity.
The right to make their own choices about their own lives.
Right to dignity.
Without being judged. Walking with dignity.
Forgiveness.
Mistakes.
Don't lose yourself. Mistakes.
Forgiveness.
Grace. Oh, hi, girl. How was your day? It was... Why? Girlfriend, I want out. We will finish on time. A girl needs to have hope. Yes, girl. Hope and faith. Then why do you feel like giving up? If you've been through what I've been through, you'd give up too. No, I wouldn't. I've been your best friend. What? What is that? All about you and giving you hope.
Precious,
What, Pops?
that Officer D sure don't quit. How much more is he gonna keep bullying Mama? I don't know how many times she's had to pack up and move us, even with her being severely disabled. I remember when he popped into our lives at the ice cream shop, the same day that miracle happened to us.
When? The drunk in the alley by the church?
No, Precious, not that one.
Boy, that was just inches from all of us.
I know, I was there.
Did you see Mama's face? I will never forget it.
Yeah, but no, not that one, Precious. The other truck. I saw it all.
Me too.
You know, Mom truly has angels.
I know. I saw it for myself, just like you.
Boy, I know God did this miracle because I'm a miracle too, along with my mama.
My mama too.
I know. We're blessed to still have
Family.
Precious, let me get back on track. The truck.
What truck?
The miracle.
Okay, Papa. Now you lost me. Weren't we talking about Mama and angels? Don't forget, baby.
I know, I almost fell too.
But you did it.
Okay, Precious.
Papa, you're forgetting that time that car hit me. I ran out of the truck to chase the cat, but got bit in the face from the cat. That was baby Grace's fault.
Precious, Mama. All we said to...
What, Papa? Papa Doodle Doo.
Nah, that's enough about name calling.
Baby Bobo.
Precious!
Okay. Baby Bobo.
Hey! Precious, be serious!
Okay. I'm sorry. Papa Grayson?
You never call me by my full name.
Look at Mama.
How could all this be happening to Mama? She's extraordinary, but the struggles she goes through. Precious,
What, Pops?
we need prayer. Prayer.
A family that prays together stays together. Oh, I love it when Mama takes us to church.
For Mama to lose us would definitely devastate us and her. It would hurt us the same as when our sister baby Grace was no longer with us. Her family getting smaller. And how those women from that ACE project telling Mama that she's going to lose us. Her dogs.
How dare they?
Remember our Explorer home? That mean officer lied about Mama having 7 parking tickets and just stripped us of her home. Inhumane! That police officer from the hot team, I liked him because he helped Mama. He took her to the DMV, remember, Precious?
Yup. But the rest seems like the strategy is to wear Mama down.
But really, Precious, back to the truck. The truck behind the Big Bend Market across from the ice cream shop. Remember when the miracle happened right before our eyes? That big ice cream truck came that was parked across the parking stall, close to where Mama put us right after being banned from the ice cream shop for lodging. That was the first time we saw Officer D and that female officer with him. They misled Mama about where we could get money to help us. Precious,
What, Pops?
just why do they keep bullying Mama? Remember when that officer came giving Mama a 72-hour post to remove ourselves? Mama was hurting so bad after the rain. The officer didn't even care, but worse was when they gave her the 72-hour notice and then they came back the next day with a steam shovel and took all her stuff.
Oh, he is cruel. He should go to jail for treating Mama like that.
I know. He took everything. Left her only with the clothes she had on. He wouldn't even let her get a brand new dress for her Easter. He is really a bully cop. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I believe he's behind that hit and run from the ice cream truck.
Papa, what are you saying?
Precious, wake up. How could you not smell his stink? That truck was coming at me, coming up behind my tail. I blinked and frightened. Next thing I saw was Mama's bike under the truck. Mama was way over there. How did this just happen? The truck on top of both of us. And she's way over there? And I'm okay?
Yeah. Oh, I thought you both were goners. You have an angel, Papa. Miracle. You saw for yourself the bike was under the truck. You saw, Papa.
Yup, I was hoping Mama wasn't going to get her bike.
She tried twice. The driver wanted her to trust him. And then on the third try, when she reached under the big truck to grab her bike,
Mama's angels told her, no!
and pulled her out just in the nick of time.
Mama and I almost got ran over on purpose. He floored it, taking it all the way off to the end of the alley.
He still didn't stop.
No, not until he got to the end of the alley. Not stopping, making that right and then another right.
Miracle, you were both saved. I noticed Mama getting more tired.
Mama, look, we're so well behaved.
We look good together. Some say to Mama, let me be your dog. She gives us a good life with her love.
She loves me more.
Don't try it. I am her favorite.
No.
She is the best.
Yeah. You know, I like it when Mama fills us in on the who, what, when, where, why.
That is why we're smart.
We have done telepathy.
Be with Mama.
We have the best family.
Hey, oh, did Mama tell you about that tree at Rabbit The one that cut down because of us?
Nobody knows that.
Yeah, I remember the one we lived under, camouflage. They didn't even see us. We were right under their noses.
They were scouting for Mama. The Ace Project was helping the police.
Yep. Ooh, Papa, I hope the police quit abusing Mama.
Do you see how tired Mama is? She's very good at taking care of us, but they're wearing Mama out.
Oh, look at the ball. You want to play tug of war?
No, Precious, no! The rope is tug of war.
Well, you know what I mean. You want to play? Then we will talk some more.
Well, okay, but wait a minute. Let me get some of that cold water Mama's pouring for us. Ooh, it's all good and cold.
Oh, me first.
Looks like beautiful, precious Lily.
Okay, I got the ball.
Come and get it. Catch it if you can.
Give it back. Oh, no, Papa. Officer D is back.
Oh, don't worry, boo-boo. Mama told him he can't bully us no more.
Papa, something funny about his stink.
Got it right here. Bring the man around.
Oh, I wonder where Mama went. Oh.
Maybe he wants to play with us.
Papa, why are they grabbing our collars and taking us out of the yard without Mama's permission?
Oh, he's gonna play with us.
Oh, yes, he is. Boy, he sure is holding the leash a little too high for me to get it.
Holding it a little higher.
Ow, your dog bit me!
Get away from my babies!
Hey, you're going over here. Precious!
Papa, they're up to something. I can smell their stink.
Violation! He didn't get permission from Mama to take us out the yard.
Let go of my dog!
He violation number 2, he put hands on personal property.
Yeah, 'cause we belong to Mama.
Yup, we're family from Mama. Her human flesh and blood children were taken away. God bless her with us.
Yeah, Papa, that's where we come in. Keep her company, help her heal her broken heart.
Come on, Precious.
Papa, this officer's pulling me.
Stop!
It's too late.
Too late for what?
Give me your dog or I'm going to shoot.
Yes, officer, he's right here. He's not doing
He's
anything.
running too.
Papa, what are they doing this to our family? We didn't do anything wrong.
I got them. Coming in with the man already.
They're taking us to doggy jail. I didn't do anything wrong. How is Mama going to get us out with no money?
Oh, I don't know.
Give me my babies!
Mama's coming, right, Pops?
Of course, she loves us so much.
I don't like it when Mama's in pain.
I know, that's why Mama calls us her holy, God-blessed dogs.
We're angels. We feel each other's feelings.
Yeah, did it in God's love.
Psalm 118, verse 8. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man. Psalm 118, verse 13. You pushed me violently that I might fall, but the Lord helped me. The Lord is my strength and song. Following my leader Jesus, being safe and cared for, wearing my armor of God, my heart's desire is to be home with my royal family in the kingdom with King Jesus, in his majestic garden of love. For now, on an endless journey, bonded as one on my Jesus nature walk.
That's us, Papa. Well, we're both still bonded as one to Mama in spirit.
That's right, Precious.
Oh, Mama.
She's been through so much, and she's still so strong and humble.
Be humble. Know your worth. Know your power. Pay attention to what Jesus wanted. Us to learn love and forgiveness. You can't have love without forgiveness. Don't look at people with judgment. Acquire love only with forgiveness. The Holy Spirit is touching my heart. That's where the words come from. I am here with angels and miracles. So happy to see you. What's going on?
I have to quit. I don't make enough money. And Mama needs more toilet paper, you know?
Mama doesn't have toilet paper?
Well, Mama never has enough toilet paper. Especially not on what I make around here.
I'll get her toilet paper. If I have to go back out on that boulevard to get it so you can stay behind that desk, I'll do it. You're my favorite person. I need you.
You would do that, Anne.
I would. You're having a hard time, aren't you?
I'm trying to support my family, and my bosses don't think I can handle a job that will pay me enough. I don't see how I can stay here, and I really want to. I love my job, but I can't, on the pay I'm getting, I just can't do it. So, if you don't see me again, you'll know what happened.
Oh, we're gonna see each other again. I'm gonna do something about this. I don't know what, but don't worry, it will be okay. How am I gonna do this? I already put it out to the universe that I'm gonna help Officer Christie. What am I gonna do? Who's her supervisor? Oh yeah, it's Mr. Brown. He's over at the head office with the other bigwigs. Oh, there's the 99-cent store. I can get cheap toilet paper galore there. I'll get toilet paper later. I'm so flippin' mad I can't even think straight.
Oh, Anne, just the person I was looking for.
I know. You need me to read today. Isn't there anybody else who can do it?
Well, do you just want to come in and sing?
Yeah. I'd like to do that.
You know, when you sing, you're praying twice.
I think I've heard that before. What am I doing here?
Just shut up and sing. You have permission to be here.
Why are you doing this? God, Officer Christie needs to get paid more. If she doesn't make more money, she's gonna leave. I don't know what I'm gonna do if I don't have Officer Christie.
I'm not going to desert you or Officer Chrissy. Just sing. You'll both get to where you need to be.
Okay, I'll sing. Probably not a karaoke song.
Remember where you're at, Anne.
Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world. Every color, shape, and size, they are precious in his eyes. Jesus loves the little children of the world. And everybody's beautiful in their own way. Under God's heaven, the world's gonna find a way. There is none so blind as he who will not see. We must not close our minds. We must let our thoughts be free. I think I'm good, Sister Carmichael. I'm ready to read.
Good.
Should we practice?
Yes, let's go through it.
Okay, let's do it. My grace is sufficient for you. I've gone to prepare a place for you. I'm good now.
Good. See you tomorrow.
What's that you have on? What's going on?
I got promoted. I'm captain now.
See? I told you! Guess Mama's gonna have enough toilet paper now, huh?
Oh yeah, and you're still stuck with me.
I knew it would work out some which way. I'm looking through the door into the bedroom. My brother isn't dead. He's playing with the trucks and toys. He's walking around, playing, saying,
Sis, come play with me.
he's playing with his train set. The room and smell is light, and flowers and butterflies are around the window, and life is full as we love each other and reconnect. And Art is not sick. And we play with his trucks and trains and me with my dolls. And no sadness as my parents walk through. As I look out the window, I see the peach tree that I planted when everyone said that a peach tree will never grow. And there it was. And down the hall, my mother is bringing in the baby pigs that I fed so that they wouldn't die.
Finally finished emptying out the apartment. Gave the cat a new home. I can't wait until I'm in North Hollywood. From Hollywood, Oregon to Hollywood, California. But first, I'll finish my recovery here with a bang. After 10 years of living in Portland, I leave here with 4 solid, continuous, uninterrupted clean time. Adding to it 1 year I got after graduating from CCC recovery. Oh man. I'm the main speaker for the last time at my 12-step home group meeting, and I really have to impress them. I wrote this amazing story inspired by a note that I found on a bus bench on the way to my volunteer gig with Door to Floor. It went well. They clapped and honored me for being, if anything, organized enough to write down my 10-minute speech and recite it. Now, to catch that bus. That lovely, wonderful Greyhound bus. That same Greyhound bus that dropped off all the famous producers, directors, and movie stars. Ah, yes! We came across the midway point of California, where right smack in the middle of the freeway sits a pine tree to the north and a palm tree to the south. Joy, joy, joy! Oh my God, the bus is finally here in North Hollywood. I can't wait until I get picked up by Steven. I gather my luggage, and I'm making my way to the front of the bus. Oh, finally here. I've been waiting for. I'm stepping off the bus. It's dusk now. The headlights of the cars are getting turned on one by one. He must know I'm here. He's running late. I'll wait for him inside the station. Oh, wait, the station is closed. Oh, what should I do? I'll wait for 15 more minutes on the sidewalk. Oh my God, Oscar, you stupid fool. You actually believed in those angel numbers? You actually believed in numerology. You actually believed that your fate lied in finding a penny on the ground. Oh my God. And now you find yourself stranded and abandoned in the city that doesn't even know you anymore. No one knows or cares about you anymore. And what's worse, your life is packed away in these 2 pieces of luggage that weigh more than a boat's anchor. 127 pieces of textile artwork, books, drawings, and more ambition than could possibly ever fit into any luggage. What am I going to do now? Guess I'll have to find a hotel to sleep through the night. The rest should do me good. Yeah, the morning will show me the way out of this dilemma. Do you remember the first time you walked into a library? Library, right. Well, I sure do. I was like 6 or 7 years old when I walked into the San Isidro Library.
Library.
Man, all them books stacked all the way up the walls. Aisles and aisles of more books. So many books, so many stories. So much to read. Wow. What's so important that all these books were written? I walk up and down the aisles looking for the perfect book. I must have opened 20 books and flipped through hundreds of pages, only to find that there weren't very many pictures. Just words. Lots of them. No cat, no hat, no one fish, no 2 fish. I mean, I guess it's fine, but I wanted books with pictures. I can hear the books talking to me, but I can't find them.
And to what do I owe the pleasure?
Excuse me?
And on the 7th day he rested, and it was good.
Wait, what? I can smell the printed words on the page talking to me about tales and truths that were never passed down to me by my elders. Oh. Onganesia, onganamish nesia, inisquintin wawa noske te malaka, auinik mochiwia. Yeah, blown away by the amount of books talking to me all at once.
To be or not to be? That is the question.
Yeah.
To be in America, everything's free in America.
I can hear you all, but I can't find you because, well, I cannot read very well. All those letters formulate words to become sentences, into paragraphs, and later into thesis. All them books, all them stories, sharing feelings and emotions, just to say,
I love you.
I yearn to read, to understand, to feed my soul. I hunger for knowledge, but I can't feed myself, even though it lies right in front of me. The barrier called
Illiteracy.
Literacy, right. It stands right in front of me. So I starve, slowly, as my friends pass me up. They mock me. They laugh me right out of school. So I become dark, quiet, and alone. The library becomes an enemy, and I run far from it until I hit the streets. No books, no librarian, no damn card catalog. My anger grows and I feed it well. My anger gets the better of me. I cannot express myself in a healthy way. In a matter of time, I find myself getting in trouble. First the hall, juvenile hall, then the county, and eventually, well, you know where this is going. He was there. I grew tired of asking my cellie to read my letters to me. And it was there in the law library where a gentle soul came up to me and asked, "Well, you left. May I help you?" And it was there in a prison law library where I began to read.
I grew up in Wisconsin, but I always knew that I wanted to live by the Pacific Ocean. After I graduated college, I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I just did the only thing that I knew for sure I wanted. Moved to the coast. I got a job as an aide at the main library downtown, and on my first day, I took the trolley to work. We don't have those back home, and they look so cute. I was looking out the window, enjoying downtown, and I saw a woman suddenly with no pants on, just squatting down right next to a bush doing number 2. Well, I guess I'm not in Kansas anymore. It didn't bother me though. I mean, sometimes you just have to go. It's biology. A lot of our patrons at the downtown library are unhoused. It surprised me at first, but then I thought, public library, right? It's for the public. Excuse me, ma'am. Are you done with these? Can I take these off your hands?
No, I'm reading them.
This here is the children's library. It's for the little ones and their parents. Other people can come in and browse, but we don't really allow them to stay. The problem is, when is it browsing and when is it staying?
I'm just looking for a book.
Well, this is the children's department, and
This is a library. I'm looking at books. I'm not allowed to look at books.
I'm new here. I don't want to fight with anybody, but I'm new here. I can't just let people not follow the rules.
Oh, I haven't decided what I want yet. Leave me alone. You're kind of young for a librarian.
Oh, I'm not a librarian yet. I'm a library aide. But I'm in school to be a librarian.
You're getting your master's, library science. Is there a program in San Diego?
No, I'm doing it online.
I thought about an MA in library science.
You did.
Yes, I did. But I became a teacher instead. They have better loan forgiveness programs. It's expensive to become a librarian. I used to teach elementary school. My favorites were the little ones, kindergarten, first grade. I used to love story time. These books make me happy. The world is safe. People are good. Sometimes I just like to be in that place again. You know what I mean?
I do. What's your name? I'm Mandy. It's short for
Amanda, but everyone calls me AJ. Oh, wait, what did you say?
It's nice to meet you, AJ. Look, I don't mean to be rude, but at some point someone is going to ask you to leave.
I know. Happens a lot. It bothers me when the staff here act like I'm violating their precious swagger. I revere books. Being in here is like being in a cathedral. I never disrespect it.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to.
You're all right. You're doing your job. I'll leave. Can I check this out?
I was born and raised in San Diego, but I haven't been back here in 28 years. I haven't even been back 24 hours. I spent last night at some flea-bag motel. It was over $100. It's good to be free, though. Wear what I want, do what I want. I have a lot to learn. I don't know my way around this world. Not anymore. Maybe I never did. Maybe when I was young, I didn't know shit on how to... Excuse me, man. I thought I knew, but the way I did things got me in all kinds of trouble. You see things different with a few years under your belt. I got to figure out where I'm going to stay. I got to figure out how I'm going to make money, and I got to check in with my PO officer. Oh, that's a must. I'm not doing nothing to get my ass self locked up again. I'm too old for that stuff. But first, I need to get in that email. I talked to my granddaughter the day before yesterday, and she was so excited I was getting out. And when am I going to see you? She asked. I don't know. I told her. That's up to your dad. She'd made me promise to send her an email first thing. So that's what it is. First thing. My little Layla. Oh, she's my heart. She's telling me about Facebook and internet and all that. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Just watch out. This old dog is going to surprise you. Excuse me, sir. I'm here to sign up for that email. Can you help me with that?
You can just go right over there. Use one of those computers. There should be one open.
I go over and look at those computers, and I don't have any idea what I'm supposed to do. Sir, I'm not sure how to use one of those. Could you maybe give me a little help? I feel stupid.
Yeah, of course. You got your library card?
I guess I didn't know I needed one of those. How much do they cost? I started feeling the urge to leave. I didn't know it was going to be this hard, but I made a promise to Layla, and I'm not going to start my new life by breaking it.
It's cool, bro. They're free. I'll show you where to get them. You just need your driver's license or ID.
That's on my list of things to do.
But you want to get on the computer now. It's all good. I got you.
He was very patient. Spent a lot of time with me. We got to talking a little bit.
Your granddaughter sounds like a smart kid.
Oh, she is smart as a whip, and she's a ballerina. I guess she's one of the best in her little ballet class, because she says she's going to show me some videos once I get on one of those computers.
Do you see her much?
Oh, not yet, but soon. I know it. She's 13, they live up in Oakland, and well,
You're talking now.
We're talking now.
you ever get to talk to your son about moving up to Oakland?
Well, I really don't want to be a burden. I brought it up a couple of months ago when I was planning my release. He said, Reginald, he never calls me Dad, it's too late to start acting like a father and son. That hurt. He was right. I was never a father to him. I tried. I called. But his mom never took the calls. I wrote, and he never wrote back. But after his daughter was born, he sent me some pictures every now and then. Sometimes a little note. I started sending her little cards and drawings, and then out of the blue, he writes me and says Layla wants to know her grandpa. Says I can call once a week. Every Saturday night, right after they eat. I did not miss that call, not once. I figured out too late that most of a man's job is to show up. Any fool can make a baby, but it takes work to be a dad. I didn't put in the work with my son. But that little girl calls me Grandpa. I got to earn that.
After I finished my master's, I got hired on as a librarian. My first job was in the teen center. It was a lot of fun. We could basically do whatever we wanted for those kids. I saw AJ a lot, and we'd talk. That woman, she did these things that just surprised me. This little girl used to come in with a comic book and make a beeline to this chair in the corner right by the window, which is fine. Except this is the teen center. It's just for teenagers. And she couldn't have been more than 7 or 8. I went over and I asked her how old she was, and she looked at me as bald-faced as you can be, and she said she was 14. I let her get away with that once or twice, but she kept on doing it, and when I asked her to leave, she'd try to sneak back in 10 minutes later. I couldn't have that, so one day, when I walked her out, I said, honey, I need to talk to your mother or somebody. Can you give me her number? And she became really upset. She started crying and begging me, please, no. I mean, really upset.
Jojo, what's wrong? Are you giving Miss Mandy a hard time?
No, she's fine. She's just been spending a lot of time in the teen center, and I just wanted to talk to her mother about that.
Jojo, why don't you go? You don't need to be upset. I'll take care of this. You know that big blue tent a little ways down from the front door? That's their spot during the daytime. They always stay right there till they get told to move. Her mom doesn't want her running the streets, and she only lets her go inside the library if she sits at this one spot by the window so she can see her.
AJ brought her mother in, and the three of us worked something out. Jojo began spending more time in the children's library, and if sometimes a little girl wants to sit in a certain chair, well, I can't keep my eye on every square inch of the place, can I? Do you ever think about what it would be like to lose everything? Not just your home, but everything. Every birthday gift, every picture of your family. How do you move on from that? For AJ to just keep on going? For any of these people to just keep on going? Just trying to live the best lives that they can, you know? People are amazing. Stronger than you'd ever imagine. Like AJ. She's amazing and complicated. I used to think people who were homeless were helpless, you know, damaged, but not her. Sometimes she'd come in all gung-ho, using the career center, determined to find a job, but other times she just seemed beaten down and deflated.
Hey, how's AJ doing? Haven't seen her around.
I don't know. I haven't seen her either. She didn't come in for a while, like for months, but then one day, I got a message on my voicemail at work.
Hey, Mandy girl. How are you doing? I'm doing good. Actually, I'm doing great. doing it, Mandy. I'm getting my life back. I don't know how much I'm going to see you anymore. Being downtown, it's not good for me, you know. I just wanted to call and tell you how I was doing and just thank you. You've always been good to me, and you always treated me with respect, even when I wasn't respecting myself. You treated me like I wasn't a complete whack job, and I just want you to know you made a difference.
AJ has survived more than any woman ought to. That girl, she keeps trying.
He's helped me out a whole lot. Oh, more than my PO did, that's for sure. He found out I could apply for Social Security even though I was in prison, and I got it! Had to live it on the streets for a while until I got to St. Benny's, and now I got my own little place.
Old man, I've been looking for you. I found documentaries about Martha Graham and Aaron Copland. I think it might help with what you're asking.
Oh. Back in the day, all I listened to was old school death metal. Metallica, Anthrax, yeah. If it wasn't an anthem of destruction, I wasn't into it. My Layla, though, she's a dancer. And all she wants is to put beautiful things into the world. She tells me about things I don't have a clue about. Ballet, modern dance. I started talking to Heath about it, and he put me on to stuff so I could talk to her like I had a little bit of culture. I overheard you saying this weekend was your son's birthday, and I made him a little something.
Whoa, you made this for real? Hey, check this out. Reginald, do you want to give this to my son yourself? His party's this Saturday. Why don't you come by?
Well, wow. It's quite an invitation. But actually, I can't. I'm getting on a plane Saturday going to Oakland.
What? To see your granddaughter in person?
She's graduating high school next week, and she's doing that solo dance I told you about. And my son invited me to come up and spend a week with them. A week with my family. I gotta watch my granddaughter graduate from high school. God, it feels like I'm in a movie. He said that's what she wanted for her graduation present. Me. Me to visit. Can you believe that?
Yes, I can, old man. I can. You're a hell of a guy.
Oh, God is good. Blessed me with you too. He was just doing his job. I know that. But I was completely lost when I got out of prison. It's not easy walking in a place, asking for help. Don't know nothing, don't got nothing. Some people, they just make you feel stupid. Not he. He was right there to point me away. I gotta go watch a documentary. My Layla's got a solo dance to something by Aaron Copeland. I gotta go study.
Whenever I thought of AJ in rehab, I was so happy. And then one day, hey girl, long got some kind of knitting emergency? I got your message. I'm surprised to see you. You doing okay? Are you doing okay? Where is he? Who? Squirrel? Squirrel is your street husband? I'm not sure what that is, but I don't like him. Whenever AJ gets into trouble, it always comes down to him.
Where is he? He sold my phone. This is the last time he steals from me.
You better slow down, girl. Nobody is getting their eyes poked out in my library, you hear me? What happened? Talk to me. You sounded so good on the phone. Why are you even here?
I don't know, Daddy. I was doing good. Real good. I was working. I had a place to stay. I was clean. But trying to save money. Worried about getting my own place. Trying to rebuild my life after all these years. It was overwhelming. It was like, who am I trying to fool? I can't do this. One day I just called Squirrel just to hear his voice, you know. I had this crazy idea. We could get clicked together and share the burden. I just felt so alone. And then we got together. Oh, I feel so stupid. I try so hard, but I always ruin it. I'm just a failure. I'll never change.
You're not worthless. Girl, don't say that. Look, you just need to pick yourself up. Dust yourself off, forget Squirrel. Get your butt right back on that horse. You were doing so good. You did it before, you can do it again. Let's call that place that you went to.
No, I can call them. I can do this. You're right. I'll just start over.
I don't know if she made that call. I wanted to talk to her, but every time that I saw her, she was always with Squirrel, and I couldn't ever catch her eye. It was like whenever she saw me, she turned away, like she didn't want to see me. They used to argue a lot, but then one day they got to a real tussle.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Security got involved and had to escort them out of the building. I wanted to help, but it escalated so fast. When the guard was walking AJ out, she passed right by me. She was crying, and when she saw me, she said,
You know me. Why are you letting them do this?
I wanted to do something to help her, but what was I supposed to do? I never saw her again. I figured she'd be back, but after a while I knew that she was just gone. That woman is a survivor. She is strong. Be safe out there, girl. I don't work at the library anymore. I'm married now. I have a family. I love this place. I bring my little Annie Jo down here to see my friends, and she already loves playing with the books in the children's library. The first time that she reads Where the Wild Things Are, I want it to be right here. Nobody's heard anything from AJ, but I think she just needs to get away. I think she's clean and sober and living her best life, you know? I'm not gonna assume the worst. Not about her. The things that she's been through, it's just dumb luck that none of that happened to me. I could easily be in AJ's shoes, but I don't think I could have survived. People are amazing, you know? Strength and kindness where you least expect it.
Home is.
Home is where the heart is.
Home is whenever I'm with you.
Wrestling on the floor with my brother, my sibling. Costco sheet cakes. Oh. The whole family fills the house.
Not a building.
Or a house.
It's whatever's in your heart and what centers you.
Till silence.
Empty.
No more home. Broken family. A journey.
I feel like my home was taken from me without my consent. A house, no home.
It is not about people, places, things. Because all those things can let you down. It's in God's creation.
The kindness of strangers. The love in a child's eyes.
Mi casa es su casa, no tu casa.
My safe haven, where the Holy Spirit lives. And my house, where the Holy Spirit dwells, is my temple. Home is...
When my grandchildren say, Granny, I love you and I want to be just like you.
The Holy Spirit communicating with my heart in the Lord's own holy language is where home is.
I begin to bounce. No place, no sense of place until
A soft landing to a home. A place of feeling understood, accepted.
mostly safe.
Home is about being true to yourself.
Home is freedom.
Knowing that everything is in order. And knowing that you can do what you need to do.
Home is
Where the heart is.
Well, thank you so much for coming tonight. My name is Ken Saragosa, and I was one of the teaching artists for the play for this workshop series, and I'm also the Humanities advisor for this project. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. There are people here. I wanted to introduce some of our panelists. First of all, we have Deacon Jim. You met him at the beginning of the show. Thank you so much for coming. We have Moni Tong. She is the supervising librarian of San Diego Central Library. And we have Michelle Ruiz. She's the manager for the sciences. But they have social work interns who provide services here at the library, and she actually oversees them as well. And then we have two of our playwrights, maybe a third will show up, but we have Oscar Bernard Billerberg. He is the author of Journey to SoCal. And we have Laura Morgan. She is the author of two plays, Bigwigs and Toilet Paper, and My Brother Art. Elisa, get on stage. We'll give her a second to get up here. Elisa wrote the dog play, Angels and Miracles. So the theme for this discussion is We Are Neighbors. And one of the things that sparked it is this idea, well, first of all, Father Joe's Villages refer to all of the people who get their services as neighbors. But then also when you think about it, people, whether they live in a building or they live on a street, they live on the same street. So we really are all neighbors. And then also, Father Joe's Villages and San Diego Central Library are literally neighbors. They're just down the block from each other. And so first I wanted to just ask Deacon Jim to say a little bit about the theme, We Are Neighbors.
Sure, absolutely. And we're all neighbors helping neighbors, just to that point, right? Well, first of all, let me just mention, was this not powerful?
Yes.
It was incredible. I really think it was incredible. Excellent production. Playwriters, thank you for that, and also those who performed. They did such an excellent job. It was just incredible, I just thought. I mean, it was deeply touched me. I can't wait to tell people about it, and I know it was being filmed, and I want to make sure we circulate this because I think others will benefit from seeing it. It was extremely powerful. You know, resilience is something that we find in our neighbors, and these neighbors who are impacted for various reasons as far as homelessness is concerned. And we see that in some of the skits, right? I mean, so AJ, right? That's it, AJ, and yet the resiliency, and yet the fact that the difficulties and sometimes the demons that are there, right, brings them back constantly. And yet we never give up on them at Father Joe's Villages. It's incredible how sometimes it takes years and years and years, but we're always there for them. Again, they're our neighbors. I often mention to people who don't want them in the area, right, that NIMBYism, right? Even if they go into housing within the area, it's as if it's that stigma of homelessness. And I caution them in thinking that way, and I say, they're our neighbors, they're no longer on the streets, they're now housed just like you. Right? And the only difference is that they've had different circumstances, but that does not define them. These are new chapters in their lives. And so this was just incredibly, it was incredible. So I cannot thank you guys enough.
Thank you. So we're just going to ask each of the panelists to say some brief words, and then we'll open it up for questions or discussion. I'd like to ask Moni and Michelle. You guys, this Central Library was opened 10 years ago, and they chose to open it here right in the heart of the East Village. And if you remember 10 yeyears ago, that was before all of the luxury condos, that was before all of the new development. So they really, I don't know if they expected it or not, but they became neighbors with a lot of the unhoused residents in the area. So maybe I'd like to ask you to talk a little bit about the theme.
Sure, Ken. Thank you so much. It's been such an honor to be part of this project. Ken interviewed many of us at the Central Library. It is wild to see us come alive on stage. The story about the little girl was actually mine, so I just started to tear up when I saw it on stage. So thank you so much. During our interviews, though, I remember saying that I once had someone comment that the Central Library was built in the wrong place. And my response to that is no, it's built in the perfect place because we're in a spot where there are people here who need us the most. And so I'm really grateful to be neighbors with Father Joe's. Librarianship has really evolved in recent years. I would say in maybe like the last 8 or so, my colleagues and I have really, come to find out that we are very ill-equipped to help unhoused populations. I would say about, 8, 9, 10 years ago, things started changing. One thing that our staff did was take a training and read a book. So there's an actual book called The Librarian's Guide to Homelessness. And that really shifted my own perspective, and I think some of my colleagues too, to really, give a different perspective. Why are we seeing so many people sleeping during the day at the library? How can I stand differently so that, I'm not looking like I'm scolding someone. And so I feel like it has evolved so that we can really, be the trusted sources. I had one memory that came up when I was thinking about tonight and helping unhoused populations. I was at the reference desk, and a woman came up to me. She told me that she had nowhere to go. She didn't want to be with her boyfriend anymore, and she asked me for a list of women's shelters and phone numbers. And I remember there was a man standing very close behind her, and I looked at her face, and I looked at the other patron, and I asked the other patron if he could give her some space while I looked up phone numbers for her. And maybe weeks later, I got this comment card from my boss. It was a note from her saying that she really appreciated how discreet and respectful I was in giving her that space and making that request of the other person. So I guess thinking back on that, I think it's really important. It's really important for me, for our staff here, to give people that respect and dignity with each interaction that we have. So I hope to continue that here at the Central Library. I'm going to pass the mic to Michelle because I'm just going to talk all night. So.
Well said, Mooney. Where else can you go, honestly, that anybody can go and go inside, sit down, no expectation, don't have to buy anything, don't have, and that's what the library is. Anybody can go in, have a seat. We don't expect you to, do anything for us. It's truly a democratic institution, and one memory that I have is that I was helping somebody who was in a transitional shelter, an LGBTQ safe shelter, but they weren't from San Diego. I think, and that, it's probably my naivety, but I assumed people who were unhoused, lived in San Diego, lost their job, lost their house. But this was somebody who was from, somewhere in the Midwest, and they were so surprised to be in such a more safe space for them, that the resources that they could get for them. But they didn't know anybody. They didn't know where to go. We have lots of resources. We've got lots of resources all over the place, especially concentrated here in the East Village, in downtown. But if you're on a corner, the street corner, you're looking around and you don't know what's what. But then we've got this great dome, it's a landmark. Anybody can come in and you can ask a question and we can point you where you need to go. And that's what I love about being a librarian.
I do want to mention, I interviewed several librarians, and many of them actually said to me, they refused, to them, they don't know who is unhoused and who is housed, and they don't care who is unhoused or unhoused. They felt like it's their job to provide services to everybody that walks in the door, so they said, we don't ask, we don't care, and so that really touched me. Thank you, guys. I'd like to start at this end and ask our playwrights to say a few words. Laura wrote Bigwigs and Toilet Paper and My Brother Art. And Laura she wrote many plays. We could have had a showcase just of her work. She was the most consistent attender of anybody. She wins almost perfect attendance award. And anyway, Laura, thank you for your beautiful work tonight.
I was unhoused for a long time, and people would look at me and they go, you don't look like you're homeless. And I go, well, what does homeless look like? I spent many hours in line at Father Joe's or at No Good Day Centers just to get a shower, okay? I was walking the streets. But I was taught, you put yourself together the best you can. And if you're ever, I have a tip, if you're ever homeless and you can't take a shower, so to keep your fingernails good, you just keep painting over the dirt. So I think of those things, those survival things that I did. And the play that I wrote, I'm from Texas, so I'm a survivor. So when I came to San Diego and I became homeless, I was mostly just angry. I was angry at myself, and there were situations that happened, but once I got it together, I looked pretty good with the shopping cart out there and a dog, okay? And people would the misconception of homelessness, and I would never hang out in a library. That just wasn't me. I would have books, but I wouldn't hang out in a library. So to me, the collaboration of people coming together, and in my mind, I'm like, don't you guys understand? And a lot of people, they just don't understand. And what I would like to see happen is that all the nonprofits work together that we all work together to help people. And homelessness is shame-based. You feel ashamed. You feel like degraded. I mean, I was a military wife, and situations happened. And so, I mean, and I'm in low-income housing right now, and it's like, it's okay. And I would be okay back on the streets because I know I can do it. And that sounds kind of weird, probably. I'd rather not be on the concrete, but if I had to, I can do it. And that's what homelessness taught me. I'm a survivor, no matter what, no matter how angry I was. So, all right.
Oscar was the first student to walk in the door. And I just, can I tell them a little bit about your piece? Or I just want to say one thing about it. He wrote that in one sitting. That is a remarkable piece of writing, and he did it in one sitting. Oscar, would you like to say a few words?
First, I want to thank God for allowing me to live another day and be here. It's an incredible journey, and I want to thank the library and Deacon Vargas for all the services and everybody at Father Joe's Village. I left like the story that said, I left Portland, Oregon, and I took this leap of faith, and I had plans to be in Los Angeles to follow this dream that I was working with, writing these books and doing these arts. And as God saw fit, he said, not yet. We need you in San Diego. And so I became part of this. I accepted this fate, and I became part of Father Joe's Village. And I really, really dove into everything, the art, the culinary classes, the playwright classes. And as much as my schedule allowed it, also to do rewrites and books, do the artwork that I was missing, that hadn't got done in Portland, and just kind of wrap these things up. And so it really has come to full circle. Here, as the story has unfolded, I had never dreamed that it would become an act out and a stage. I just want to thank you so much, Alina, for allowing me. Thank you.
Thank you, Oscar. Elisa Arenas is the author of Angels and Miracles. She popped in the first, the fall session, but she really committed in the second session, and look what she produced. Would you like to say a few words, Elisa?
I want to give glory to my God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit for dwelling in my heart and leading me in His righteous path with sensitivity to have the creed, to share with others, to share with others when they're down and they're hopeless, feeling like they don't have no way to turn, but I encourage them with the Word of God, and I encourage them with, breaking bread with them and leading them to Father Joe's for Bible classes and art class, and when I first got there to Father Joe's, I was getting other people in while I was homeless, and it was through the hot team there, and I was helping them get in until there was a sixth person, and I was asked, well, is it for you or someone else? So I felt that was my cue to come in and go through this journey. So once I went in through this door, all these other doors were opening for me, and I really feel very grateful to God that He's been leading me in the direction that He would be pleased while I'm serving Him, and showing compassion and showing the creed to others. I believe that you cannot have the creed without sensitivity. You have to have sensitivity to have the creed, compassion and respect and empathy and empowerment and dignity. And to share that with others, I believe that the Lord has me on this righteous path of His, on this Jesus nature walk that we're on, because it's touching other people's hearts. And when He lets me give a person a hug, He wants me to give them to them heart to heart, so that way they know that we're bonded together, and I will keep them in prayer. And then I just follow the Lord throughout the day, from beginning to end. And I know that when I got housed this year, I was homeless when I got the news about on Mother's Day that my son had passed in January. But this was in 2005, when I was going on the journey. A pastor introduced himself, his wife and himself, and he said that he had a message from God, and it was for me, and he had told me that God sent him to tell me that my son had been murdered. So it turns that I was getting ready to go to church, but then one thing led to the other, that I ended up going to Indianapolis to visit my daughter and come back. And I went to get a death certificate, and he told me that my son didn't pass in 2005. He passed in 2011. So I have been on this Jesus Nature Walk since I was 8, and just going through a lot of abuse, and it's just been so inhumane the way that a person could get treated. And I'm just so thankful to God that he just took me in his arms, and just, he's in my life since I was 8 years old.
So we only have one microphone. So we have two. So if you have a comment, if you'd like to say something, ask a question, we have some down in the front, it looks like.
Hi, I just wanted to thank you guys for sharing your stories. It was so impactful to watch, and it just takes a lot of courage to share what you guys shared, and I'm just so grateful for it, so thank you.
Thank you.
I want to really say thank you. Now, I think I saw this at the National City Library, and his name is Jorge Luis Borges. And he says, I have always imagined that paradise will be a kind of library. And Alicia, she ambushed me, and she said, you're like this. And she took the flyer, and it was in color. I said, give me that. She said, no, you can't have the color one. I made copies. Here's a copy, and then there's a copy, and I am waiting for test results. She said, no, there's a copy right there where you go to the doctor. And I looked, and then I thought I had missed it. She said, no, you didn't miss it. It's on the 14th. And I go, do I know her? Thank you so much and I am 68 and a half, native San Diegan. And I used to go to, I had my list, the bookmobile. It was a big deal around 7 and Logan Avenue, the old library, the card catalog, and the bathrooms, and I was tall, everybody was looking at me. And then I waited for this library, and I can see the librarians. Some of them know my name, and I go to the 8th floor because I am a female musician, and I've been playing the flute since elementary school. Silent Night, Happy Birthday, row your boat. But I play Amazing Grace, and I would see her, and she was always like bumping into me, and I'm like, I really wish she wouldn't get so close. And I really liked how a couple times I've almost been arrested, and I have said, I'm only homeless, I haven't committed a crime, but if you keep pushing me and yelling at me, I'm gonna go Black Lives Matter on you, and you better get away from me, cause, and they go, ma'am, just move along.
Thank you so much, thank you.
I'd like to say thank you. I'm a case manager with Father Joe's, and these stories really made an impact, and I feel like I understand my neighbors just a little bit more, and so hopefully I can recommend this to my colleagues. They can Playwrights as well.
Thank you for coming.
There's a guy in the back with a Padres shirt who wrote this piece. I kind of want to hear from him.
Yeah. So Arturo Medina wrote the library piece himself. So he didn't just perform it, he wrote it. He was also one of the teaching artists. We actually asked him to join because we didn't plan ahead well enough. Some of the people who participated in the workshop were Spanish speakers, and I'm not, and the other teaching artist isn't. So Arturo joined in to help us as a Spanish-speaking teaching artist. Thank you.
I just wanted to eat my cookie. First off, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to everybody involved that asked me to be a part of this. I was floored, really, when I was asked. At first, I was like, why me? You know, who's put my name on? My wife works for Father Joe's, and when she got that job a few years back, it changed her. It really changed her. I think we had an episode where my wife got sick, and she lost her insurance, and she was bedridden for about almost a year. The doctors couldn't find what was wrong with her, and they just said, let's just make her comfortable. And I thought, wow, that's what you tell people when they're about to die. And so I thought, wow, this is it. And so in that time, we became homeless. We had a successful gym, and we were successful business owners, and it all came down that fast. In 1 year's time, we were homeless, and we had nothing. And we had the gym. And if it wasn't for the gym, we would have been on the streets. That changed us. And we decided we were going to do different. Once she got healed, so this topic is it hits close to home. You don't know how close you are to being homeless until you're homeless. We were literally one check away. You know, we missed the payment, and then 2, 3, and then before you know it, they're with the rent, and that was it. And we didn't know anybody at the time. We were in LA, and so that changed us. It changed our view of homeless people, how people are treated, and what it does to you. It breaks you. I've been to prison, and that is nothing compared to being homeless. You know. So anyway, enough of that. I was honored to be here. I'm blessed to be here. I'm blessed to know people. I didn't get a chance to meet Father Joe, but every time I go to the village, I feel something. And every time I look up at that picture, it just, ooh. And I feel, and honestly, I go to bed every night and I ask myself, did I do enough? Did I do enough today? Can I do more? And that's why I'm able to sleep peacefully at night, because I say, I'll do more tomorrow. And then I keep pushing myself to do more. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know.
Thank you, Arturo. Thank you so much.
What I came up with years ago. Okay, it's a nighttime prayer. Like I said, I have done my very best, and now I sleep in my nest. I leave what I can't control up to God to do the rest.
Thank you. Anybody else? Oh, please.
Hello. I just wanted to say thank you all for sharing your stories. I was really, really moved. My question specifically will go to Oscar. I felt like the piece that you did was so not only visual, but it felt very biographical to me. Like I saw myself in terms of like landing in LA and just kind of just being open to what the opportunities will present. And I guess just for context too, it also reminded me of my living experience in a hostel. And actually there was an article that recently came out by LA Times about how negative it was for the people that were living there because of all of the crimes and all of the negativity that it brought to the certain neighborhood that I was at for the last 2 years. And I guess I just wanted to say too that a lot of the people that I lived with, we were almost like always on the brink of being homeless. So in response to that article, I wrote back saying that you don't know what you may have just done by publishing that article, that like half of these people that I live with are possibly not homeless. But going back to my question, I'm just kind of curious, like at the very end, where do you feel like that the character would have gone? I'm actually really curious.
So what happens to the character after he walks on stage?
Yes.
Oh, the next journey. I have family in San Diego, and I figured that would be the best place for all the artwork. I needed secure. That was my huge problem. Like that was like, it was like 10 years of like that I put in there, and so my mother and my sister were very kind and allowed me to put it in, and then my brother stored it in. So with that, I went actually back to Los Angeles thinking this might, if I at least put the artwork away, I'm gonna kind of do this. And there was this moment where I was downtown in Skid Row, and I had just gotten off one of the shelters there, and I walked out. It was 6 in the morning, and I walked around. I saw City Hall, and it's such an icon of Los Angeles, and I truly love Los Angeles. And but there was a voice, there was that God voice where it says, maybe you need to reconnect after 10 years of Portland. Maybe you need to reconnect with your family first. Really spend time in San Diego and be with, because I haven't seen my mother in 10 years. And so that was incredibly important that I actually put my ambition in the back burner for just a while and kind of really connect with family. And that's a very spiritual moment where I realized, like I said, not yet, because it's the distance in LA from San Diego is a bit too far. And so I took the Greyhound back to San Diego, and it was here where, like I said, I don't think I need to repeat that, but it was here where I realized this journey will continue here, and I will do all the things that Father Joe Village has provided. And I was so happy, incredibly joyful that the library was literally, like you said, it was like 3 blocks away. I mean, it was like when you said like people here around here need it. Yes. I was just like, wow, I can just walk to it. It's this great, big, amazing postmodern library. And I remember when it was the other one, that 1940s modern one there. It was small, and then all of a sudden it's like, wow, this is incredible. So it was such an incredible journey. I always, it's scary taking that one foot forward into the darkness. But as soon as you put it on there, it seems like the light shows up right in that spot, and you just take another one. And you can plan it, but God really kind of pulls the strings as far as I'm concerned in my life. And I just have to go with it. So thank you.
It is approaching 9 o'clock. Do we have any, one more question maybe?
What is the best way for us to support our libraries and our housing resource centers?
Well, let's ask the question. Let's ask the libraries.
And you as artists.
That's a great question. Definitely advocacy. So when it's budget time, writing to your elected representatives, following our friends of the library groups on social media and the Library Foundation. They often have ways that you can advocate on behalf of us. For instance, at the last budget meeting, people showed up with tote bags that say, "Where are my damn books?" Because our materials budget or our books budget is very low. It's like abysmally low. We have one of the lowest per capita book budgets in the nation. And so that was a reference to people waiting a long time for their holds because our books budget is so low that we don't have money to buy enough copies. So, I'm so sorry, I'm sorry. But that's one big way to support libraries.
Keep coming. Come to our events, visit the library. Don't just visit us, we have 36 branches. Go to each one, attend something there, check out a book, you don't have to go back. Check out a book at one, return it to the other, but please, tell your friends, tell them to get a library card.
Deacon Jim.
Many ways in which you can get involved in fact, there's some volunteers to Father Joe's Villages right here in this room. And so I would encourage you to come and volunteer. There's so many ways that you can volunteer. We serve 1 million meals a year, and so we need people who help us do just that. 365 days, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 2 dining rooms. Think about that, right? So, and people have to eat. Right? So that's just one way. There's so many ways you can volunteer. Advocacy is important. Just most recently, you may recall that the Neil Good Day Center budget was going to be cut. It was in the news, and it was going to be cut substantially. And so we won't have to reduce our services. And again, people showed up at the city council meeting, and the result of that was that the amount that they were going to cut was totally restored. Right? And so who advocated for us, I appreciate that. So just many ways in which you can get involved. And of course, just be there for our neighbors who are homeless, right? Don't just pass them by on the street. Smile, connect, say hello. Just give them the dignity with which they're endowed by our Creator, and no one loses that because of a change in state of life, right? So just doing that, it would be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Thank you again so much for coming tonight. Thank you for your time. Thank you for supporting our wonderful artists. These are amazing human beings, and they produce amazing and beautiful art. Thank you, Deacon Jim and Father Joe's Villages. Thank you, Moni and Michelle. Thank you for Central Library. And please get home safely tonight.